Who's ready to die first?
I'll cut you in two.
I am the storm that is approaching.
Fellow Devil Hunters, I welcome you back to another devilmaycry peak of combat video.
Now I'm a little motivated.
And for today's video, we're going to be doing another Lunar style guide with the usual low grade edits, fam, but high effort like always. We'll basically be going over a team that takes no nonsense from no one at all, fam, while being cool, calm, and collected completely. This team claps cheeks, slices and dices like true champs, and puts down any demon with ease, fam. Oh yeah. Today's lineup guide video is going to be about the physical lineup, fam. As usual with my lineup guides, we'll be going over its respective units, roles, their recommended weapons, and also now instead of going over their weapon tiers, we'll just be going over their abilities while mentioning their weapon tier, and we're also going to be going over their cards that go with them, along with substats, as well as the demon book that goes with them, and its different levels of strength. And once we're at the end of all the extra mumbo jumbo, we'll also be showing a bit of what can be done when these units are all on the same team. Now, I would like to say before we get into the physical lineup, when it comes to early game content, this is 100% the team you want. Like, I love my fire team, fam, but the physical team is definitely the early game team you would want to get you by with ease, fam. Now, yeah, God, before I continue babbling, onwards to the physical lineup. Now, let's start things off with the cornerstone of the team, fam. A man of many mysteries, but very few words. His katana can slice through even the most durable of foes, and he takes no shit from absolutely no one, fam. I'm talking about Big Daddy himself, Vergil. Absolutely gorgeous, fam. Oh man, his two primary roles are physical, which is the resonance that you get when you put him on a similar team of 3, physical damage, and his secondary role is great at inflicting damage. Basically a DPS. His abilities, he can apply bleed. Skills can fill bleed gauge, and once it's full, cause the target to bleed and lose HP every second. This can also trigger the QT of physical hunters, basically meaning you bring in other hunters even faster. Just rotate between your team. He's rapid. Hunter can perform rapid attacks and break hit shields at great efficiency. He basically shreds through smaller shields instead of the more heavy ones. He has a storm sword, and he has trick up, which is basically skills can instantly shorten distance between the hunter and their targets. This man's is absolutely gorgeous, fam. Oh man, onward to his weapon. Alright, now we're at his weapons. Obviously, the first one we're in front of is obviously the low tier. We have a basic weapon. You always go from the bottom up. You have basic, you have epic, then you have legendary, and then you have the hell weapons. The hell weapon is more of the weapon you would want for Vergil, but in this case, this is not the exact katana you would want for him. I'd make it pop up on the side, but the katana you want from with the abilities is the malevolent tusk. That's the main one you would want for him. I'm not sure if I can make all the abilities appear, but I'll make as many as I can appear. Then, if you don't have the malevolent tusk, you would come down to this one, Awaken Ebony Hell, which at level 1, immediately gain 100 MP of explosiveness upon entering battle. Only effective every battle, and then level 2, it proceeds upwards to 200 MP. Basically, going from 1 to 2 is just basically dupes. That's all it is. And over here, you have Harden. Increase overall damage by 7% once it's level 2, and level 1 is 6%. The higher the stars, the more abilities you unlock. I'm not quite sure if it's showing all the abilities here, or if more appear as the stars go higher, but the more stars on the higher ranked weapons, the better. And when it comes to ability wise, the Awakened Ebony Legendary has see-through, increase overall damage by 2%. Each time style skill inflicts damage on a target. Increase the ultimate damage the damage of ultimate skill by 5% for the next 20 seconds. It increases from 2% to 4%, 5% to 10%, and it still lasts 20 seconds. And then once it's completely full star, you gain fast reaction. And that's 20 for the next 8 seconds, cooldown 15 seconds. After activating ultimate skill, increase the damage of basic attacks and secondary attacks. So yeah, those are his weapons in exact order. The order you always want to remember. the Malevolent Tusk, the Hell version, the Awakened Ebony. Then you'll come down to the Awakened Ebony Legendary. Then you'll go down to Hardened Vine, which is basically the epic version. And then you'll go down to the basic version of Hardened Vine. I'll leave reading the epic and the basic version to you lads, because we already done read through the Hell and the Legendary, so I'll keep at reading those two. Because in-game, pretty much from the very beginning, you're always very much capable of getting epic and basic weapons, so you'll be able to look at the abilities yourself as you start them up pretty much rapidly. Oh man, onward to the next part. Oh, and final thing to remember before I do end up switching off, because I always want to make sure I mention this. The higher tier the weapon is, or if it's specified for the specified unit like Malevolent Tusk for Endless Judgment Vergil, they give more base stats. Like as you can see, a legendary compared to the Awakened Ebony Hell, yes, there is a level difference, but even if you raised Awakened Ebony to level 60 as the Awakened Hell version, it wouldn't be as strong basic stat wise. Now, enough babbling with that. Onward to the next part, which is the cards, fam. Now, when it comes to his card set, this is the card set you want. You want the full set of Phantom. This is your number one card set. This is your number one card set. And as always, you want to go for, as always, fam, I might as well be the colorblind person, but you want to basically get those little orange stats mainly. Purple is good as well. Blue you don't want at all. And green is just, I guess, meh. You can't put it any better than that. But you want a full set of Phantom Legendary cards. And let's say, alternatively, you're still early game and you're looking for maybe the epic card set. I'll make the epic card set appear here. Now, this would be his alternative card set. This is the epic card set, Vanguard, Hell Vanguard specifically, if I'm right. 2 card set increases physical damage by 10%. 4 card set increases overall damage by 10% along with the 2 card effect. So this is his alternative set epically. Now also alternatively, I'll make them appear in the side, but there are 2 lower level card sets that you bump into when you're first beginning the game, which is green and it looks blue, I believe, which is basic and like rare tier. So if you would like to use one of those 2 or 4 sets, I'll make that appear in the side. Basically, they're similar to doing the same thing as what this does, which is just increasing either physical damage, overall attack damage, basically what the physical team needs. But the main 2 you always want is either Legendary Phantom set or you want to go for the Hell Vanguard set. You only go for the lower ones if you don't alternatively have these yet. Now that we're done with Vergil, fam, onward to the next unit in the lineup. Alright, fam. Our next unit in for the physical lineup, fam. You're gonna see this man's twice, but that's always nice, fam. He's royalty to this team by name, and his god is nothing to be scoffed at, fam. I bring you Royal God Dante, fam. His rolls are basically physical damage, as always, when it comes to the primary role of a unit, depending on if they're matching into the team, and he's sustain. He's great at taking damage and withstanding attacks. He's a hard hitter, which is one of his side abilities that I always end up going over. Basically meaning Hunter can dish out powerful blows and break damage red shields at great efficiency. He basically destroys the heavy shields at a great, amazing rate. He has block, which skills can block and negate incoming attacks. Perform perfect blocks by timing your block to trigger perfect release. Then he has AoE. Hunter can gather targets in one place, providing a great opportunity to inflict AoE damage. And he has his Devil Trigger, allows Dante to easily cut through the defenses of targets. He's vicious, fam. Oh man, onward to his weapons. Now, when it comes to his weapons, sadly I might have to do the same thing I did with Vergil. I don't have his weapon, fam. I'll make that appear on the side. Whether I got the information for it or whether it's just a little photo, I'm still going to make it appear on the side. Hopefully I got the little abilities there somewhere appearing so you can hopefully read it. So yeah, that's just lovely, isn't it? It's just a good little thing to look at. That would be his number one weapon. And then you come down the line to the Pacifist of Hell. Well, I said Pacifist of Hell, fam. Pacifist, the Hell version. At level 1, it immediately gains 100 MP explosiveness upon entering battle. Only effective once every battle, and then on level 2, it goes up to 200. Then the next one is increase overall damage by 6%, and then level 2, it'll go up by 7%. It'll go up by 1%, equaling into 7. Now, as I said, for the last weapon, I'm not sure if you will be shown more abilities or if they appear as you apply more dupes, but this would definitely be his number 2 weapon if you don't have, I believe the name of it is like Strife, Cloud Strife. That's the name of the main weapon for Royal Guard Dante. Then you would go down from the Hell version of Pacifist to obviously the Legendary version. As you can see, it's fully starred and it's nearly the same level as Pacifist, the Hell version. Nearly. And it still doesn't have nearly as good stats. For the 4-star version though, it increases overall damage by 8% when attacking a target with damaged red shield, increasing overall damage by 16% for the next 15 seconds. And that's at level 4. So level 1 is probably a bit lower. And then, well, actually, no, I can read level 1. At minimum level 1, it is increase overall damage by 2% when attacking a target. So 2% overall damage and increase overall damage by 4% for the next 15 seconds. And then the final ability, increase overall damage for secondary attacks by 12%. Lovely. So, in exact order, it will be his Cloud Strife weapon, the Health version. Hopefully I'm saying the name right, fam. The Pacifist comes second. The Pacifist Legendary comes third. And then, obviously, you have the Fearless Titan, which is the Epic. And then you have the Fearless Titan, the basic version, fam. As I said in the last part, fam, you can go over these abilities yourself, because they'll be there for you to view, because they're pretty easy to get, fam, especially early game. Now, onward to his card set, fam. Now, when it comes to Royal Guard Dante's card set, you'd be surprised. It's not really Phantom. Even though you can put a Phantom set if you want him to damage more, this plays more into his role as a support / shield breaker. 2 cards would increase overall damage by 10%. 4 cards, after hitting a target with Q to E skill, increase physical and elemental damage against the target by 16% for the next 16 seconds. Which makes Vergil a monster when he comes in. Per usual, you would want all of the orange and purple stats, or gold, whatever color you may see as them. But yeah, you want those colors mainly. You want to avoid green and blue at any cost. And this is the Legendary Beowulf set. Oh, well, now, onward to the alternative card set for this man's. Well, actually, I don't even know why I'm saying onwards, fam. I'll make the secondary recommended card set appear, but it's basically the same card set as Vergil. You would basically put the Vanguard set so that way you can increase his damage. You wouldn't get the effect of the QTE switching in, giving the 16% for elemental damage and physical damage, but you'd still be able to make him at least hit somewhat harder. And per as I said with Vergil, you just use the lower grade tiers if you don't have any epic ones currently, and the best ones to use would be the green or blue, which increase overall or physical damage. And as always, say for the second time, fam, you always want the orange colored ones and the purple ones. You don't want green and blue at all, fam. Ah, lovely. Onward to the final unit in the lineup, fam. And finally, the last unit in our lineup, fam. The face that runs the place, fam. Mr. Twice is always nice, and god damn it, give me a slice. Oh man, it's Devil Hunter Dante, or in the game, Demon Hunter, fam. His 2 roles, obviously, first one being physical as always, and his secondary support. He controls the battle and power allies and weaken the enemies. He has penetration, his skills can increase the damage the targets take. And he has his classical stinger to poke everyone and discourage their souls. Oh man, onward to his weapon. Now, when it comes to his weapon, it's the Blade of Obscurity. I'm pretty sure there's a Hell version. And it has a Rebellion skin, so I'm pretty sure this is peak, fam. So, you want the Hell version, which, yet again, fam, I'll make sure that appears on the side for Dante over here somewhere. You'll see it on screen most definitely, but you want his Hell version, which the abilities will be there for you to read. Specifically, as always, because the base stats are better and it's a lot more worth it than the lower tier weapons. If you do not have the Hell version, you can always go for the Blade of Obscurity Legendary version. which at level 3, it increases overall damage by 6%. If the hunter equipped with this weapon triggers another hunter's QTE, which is the switch-in, increase the overall damage of the hunter who just entered the QTE by 12% for the next 15 seconds. Cooldown is 30 seconds, basically meaning when you bring in a Vergil, he's just going to clap cheeks and slice and dice, lovely style, fam. Then you got after activating style skill, increase overall damage by 10% for the next 6 seconds. Absolutely lovely, fam. And then you go on downwards to the purple version, which I'm not going to be going over the abilities, but you get the concept. The stars are better for the weapon because you get more abilities, but you always want the higher tier ones. And in this case for Dante, Blade of Obscurity Hell comes first. Then you'd go for Blade of Obscurity Legendary version, and then you'd work your way down to the Epic and Basic version, fam. Well, that's it for Dante. Now, we got one more unit we're going to do a small review of, because there's one more unit you can alternatively change into the lineup, and I'll make that flash for a second, but the physical lineup, if that flashes it does, if it doesn't it doesn't, maybe I just babbled. But yeah, onward to that next part, fam. Now, alternatively, as you can see, we're at Devil Crusher Vergil. Alternatively, you can run Devil Crusher Vergil in place of Royal Guard Dante as a heavy shield breaker. He may not be as powerful or statistically efficient as Royal Guard Dante, but he fills the slot pretty nicely, and he's exactly the same as Dante because he's great at taking damage and withstanding attacks, and he's a physical. So he goes into the lineup and he does the exact same thing Royal Guard does, but he's lower tier, which is basically A tier when he starts off, and you can develop him higher. I'm not going to get too fancy with his weapon because his weapon is the exact same as you would apply to Dante. The only difference is Dante's primary weapon would be the Cloud Strife weapon, while Devil Crusher Vergil, he mainly can run with the Pacifist, and he'll be just fine. That's like his #1 weapon. So I don't really have to go through that whole weapon set again. And then as for his card set is going to be the same exact thing you would do with Royal Guard, basically. You would put the Beowulf or you would put the Vanguard as an alternative. So, that's it for the units in the lineup that you could switch between. Alternatively, there is another unit that can be added to the lineup, but we're not going to be going over that because she's always there, fam. You'll know who she is because she has the physical symbol right near her, so you can't diss lady, but she's there, fam. She's there. That's also another unit you can use for the lineup. So if you don't have, let's say, Royal Guard Dante and you don't have Vergil, you can always run Lady, Devil Crusher Vergil, and Dante, and you've got a pretty solid lineup that can break small shields and that can destroy heavy shields. Now that we're done babbling about the lineup and different units in the lineup, oh man, onward to the Devil Book or the Demon Book. There you go. And then now, fam, before we get into some cheek clapping action with the entire team, we're here at the Book of the Demon with the Violent Resonance. What is it? Violent Resonance for this one? Yes, it's Violent Resonance, which is the lower level, and Floor Resonance, basically meaning level 1 8% and then level 5 maximum 32%. Floor Resonance would be your legendary ruins at level 1 12% and 12% increasing the damage of Endless Judgement cut, and then it increases to 60% overall on each. As you can see here, I have an epic ruin set which only gives increased damage against bleeding targets by 8%. And then my method 1 is not maximized currently, it's only 1 level away, but at Floor Resonance increases damage against bleeding targets by 48%, increase the damage of Endless Judgment's cut by 48%. Now honestly think about this, fam. Would you rather increase damage against bleeding targets by 8%, or would you rather increase it to 48% and Endless Judgment cut? I mean, the choice is obvious, fam. And as always, per usual, you would basically get these together by combining like so. I don't think I have it. No, I actually do, see. You combine like so, you combine up higher, and you work your way into combining into the next gem until you make them all the same exact level. As you can see, they're all level 4. Once I get them all to level 5, the resonance will go to maximum floor resonance level, which is 60% for each. So, that's their Book of Demon, fam. And that's the ruins for Epic and Legendary and what it does and how much further you can press forward with it, fam. Obviously, there is the upgrade section where you'd have to use these stars and Blood of the Demon to make it go higher, like so. Which I'm going to do just here for some amusement, fam. Power that up just for the little video. Why not? And there you go. That's the book for the physical team, fam. Onward to the final ending, which is just straight cheek clapping, physical, shredding through everything, fam. Right into the cheek clapping, fam. Obviously, we open up with Dante with the stinger, which causes bleed. Then we switch into Vergil, which causes these nifty little buffs here, like fade away, which increase physical damage. Which also, while he's doing Judgment Cut, increases his bleed gauge. Which is actually lovely, because the more you make this man bleed, the more you're going to cause continuous damage and be able to run wreck, fam. Honestly, like how Royal Guard Dante just did right there. Then we go over into slicing and dicing with this man's final Judgment Cut. You gotta love it, fam. This team basically, when you switch between the units QTing in, it causes more little side effects to appear, as you can see. We've got like 4, 5, or 6 appearing that either increase damage, decrease physical resistance, they increase stack overall damage. It's just a whole plethora of different effects that are honestly very useful and you can't go wrong with them. So, that's pretty much the physical lineup, fam. I can't really explain any much more than that, so I hope you guys enjoyed the cheek clapping. I hope you guys enjoyed the details for the physical guide. And I hope I helped you in some way, fam. I tried my best here. And I'm not no god in combos or anything crazy, but I always try my best with units and all. So that's the video, fam. Luna is out.